Most battles that destroy a soul don't arrive with noise. They slip in quietly, dressed as habits, justified as moods, excused as just the way life is now. You wake up tired even after sleeping. Your mind feels crowded, but your heart feels empty. You scroll, you work, you smile, yet something inside feels slightly off, as if peace has been leaking out in places you didn't notice. These are not dramatic failures, they are small compromises, tiny cracks, and cracks are all the enemy needs. The danger isn't always in the sins that shock us, it's in the ones that feel harmless. The attitudes we entertain, the thoughts we replay, the doors we leave half open because they don't seem threatening. Scripture warns us quietly but clearly, do not give the devil a foothold. Ephesians 4:27. A foothold doesn't require a wide gate, only permission. Tonight, this is not about fear. It's about awareness, about seeing clearly what has been hiding in plain sight. If your spirit has felt heavy, distracted, or distant, stay here. Breathe. Reflect. Let's walk through this together in the light of truth, here with God's light. It often begins with quiet resentment, not rage, not hatred, just a small knot you carry after being overlooked, misunderstood, or hurt. You tell yourself it's nothing, you keep functioning, keep smiling, but inside you replay the moment again and again. Resentment feels justified, even reasonable, yet it slowly hardens the heart. What starts as self-protection becomes a wall that blocks compassion, prayer, and peace. Scripture speaks gently but firmly here. See to it that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many. Hebrews 12:15. Bitterness doesn't announce itself. It takes root in silence, and once it grows, it poisons far more than the original wound. Then there is the sin of quiet pride. Not the loud kind that boasts, but the subtle voice that says, "I've got this. I don't really need help." You stop asking God the way you used to. You rely on your own strength, your own wisdom, your own plans. Pride feels like confidence, but it slowly disconnects you from grace. The enemy doesn't need to push you into rebellion. He only needs to convince you that dependence is weakness. Scripture reminds us, God opposes the proud, but shows favor to the humble. James 4:6. Pride closes a door from the inside, shutting out the very help that sustains the soul. Another small door opens through unchecked distraction. Your mind is always full, but rarely still. Noise replaces reflection. Entertainment replaces prayer. You're not doing anything wrong, yet your spirit feels thin, scattered, unfocused. Over time, distraction dulls sensitivity to God's voice. You stop noticing conviction. You stop hearing direction. Jesus warned of this gently when he said, "The worries of this life, the deceitfulness of wealth, and the desires for other things come in and choke the word." Mark 4:19. What chokes faith is rarely sin alone. It's crowding. Too much noise leaves no room for truth to breathe. And then there is the sin of quiet compromise. Small choices that bend your values just enough to be convenient. You laugh at what once troubled you. You tolerate what you once resisted. Nothing collapses immediately, but something shifts. The heart grows flexible where it should be firm. Scripture doesn't shout this warning, it whispers it. Catch for us the foxes, the little foxes that ruin the vineyards. Song of Songs 2:15. It's never the obvious enemy that destroys the harvest, it's the small ones left unattended. These doors don't look dangerous, that's why they work, and once they're open, something always follows. Another door opens through habitual complaining. Not honest lament, but a steady posture of dissatisfaction. You wake up focused on what's missing, what's unfair, what should have been different. Over time, gratitude fades, and faith quietly weakens. Complaining trains the heart to expect disappointment rather than provision. The enemy uses this to distort perspective, making God seem distant or unfaithful. Scripture speaks plainly to this condition of the soul. Do everything without grumbling or arguing. Philippians 2:14. Not because struggle isn't real, but because constant complaint blinds us to the grace that is already holding us together. Then there's the sin of delayed obedience. You know what God has been nudging you to do, to forgive, to let go, to speak truth, to step away, but you keep postponing it, not refusing, just waiting. Delay feels harmless, but it slowly dulls conviction. The longer obedience is postponed, the quieter God's prompting becomes. What was once clear turns foggy. Scripture warns us with urgency and compassion. If you hear his voice today, do not harden your hearts. Hebrews 3:15. The danger isn't saying no to God, it's saying later so often that the moment passes. The final door opens through hidden indulgence, a private habit, a secret escape, something you return to when you're tired, lonely, or stressed. You tell yourself it doesn't affect anyone else, but secrecy creates isolation, and isolation weakens spiritual defenses. What remains hidden grows stronger, not weaker. The enemy thrives in darkness, not because the sin is powerful, but because shame keeps it unconfessed. Scripture offers both warning and hope here. Whoever conceals their sins does not prosper, but the one who confesses and renounces them finds mercy. Proverbs 28:13. Darkness is not defeated by willpower, but by light. None of these doors look dramatic. None of them feel like rebellion. They are subtle, slow, and familiar. That's why they're effective. The enemy doesn't need to destroy your faith in a moment. He only needs access, one small opening at a time. But awareness changes everything. Once you see the door, you're no longer powerless. And where truth enters, darkness begins to lose its grip. The way back is rarely loud. God does not rush the soul the way the world does. Restoration begins the moment you stop running from the quiet and allow yourself to be seen fully, honestly, without performance. Strength is not found in trying harder, but in returning softer. You don't close small doors with force, you close them with light, with truth, with presence. When the heart slows down, clarity returns. You begin to notice what you've been carrying that was never meant to stay. Resentment loosens when named. Pride softens when surrendered. Distraction fades when stillness is welcomed again. God's voice does not compete with noise. It waits for space. And when space is made, he fills it not with condemnation, but with direction. Faith regains its footing when trust replaces control. When obedience becomes immediate rather than postponed. When what was hidden is finally brought into the open, not to be punished, but to be healed. Scripture reminds us, "Come near to God, and he will come near to you." James chapter 4, verse 8. Not after you fix everything, not after you become perfect, but now, as you are. Nearness is the cure. This is not about guarding yourself in fear, but aligning yourself in truth. The enemy loses access when the heart is anchored again in God's presence, and slowly, almost imperceptibly, peace begins to return, not because life is suddenly easy, but because your spirit is no longer divided. Light doesn't argue with darkness, it simply arrives. What once felt heavy doesn't have to stay that way. When the small doors are closed, the soul can finally rest. You may not feel different all at once, but something subtle shifts. Your thoughts grow quieter. Your heart feels less guarded. The noise that once pulled at you loses its grip. This is how healing often begins, not with a dramatic moment, but with a gentle return to truth. God has never been far from you in this process. Even in distraction, even in compromise, even in delay, his presence remained patient and near. Scripture assures us, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." Psalm 34:18. Close, not watching from a distance, but walking beside you, waiting for the moment you turn back toward the light. As you step away from this reflection, carry one simple awareness with you. Small choices shape spiritual direction, and every moment of awareness is an invitation to choose differently. You are not weak for needing grace. You are human and deeply loved. Stay here. Stay awake. Stay rooted in what gives life. This is God's light, and where light remains, darkness does not.